welcome back to the NHL on MHS. Scores!
What a shot!
Shot scores!
That is your winner.
Scores! A highlight reel goal as the Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. We welcome you to the Honda Center, where it's the home of the Anaheim Ducks. The Columbus Blue Jackets look to take a win here on the road as the Anaheim Ducks, who played here yesterday, got embarrassed by Dallas 8-3. They look to redeem themselves here tonight in the pond. I'm Max. Glad you're with us here on the NHL and MHS. Glad you're with us here. I'm Max. Glad you're with us. And for the Ducks, they lost pretty badly in that last game against the Dallas Stars, 8-3. Dostal was in net. He allowed 4 goals on 7 shots last night against the Stars. And then ultimately, it spiraled out of control for the Anaheim Ducks. They lost that game. And so, yeah, they really need something to recover from that one. It's a back-to-back for them. They're going to be the more tired team, obviously, here. For the Columbus Blue Jackets, they're going to start Elvis Merzlikins back in net. He hasn't played a game since December 11th. He allowed 3 goals on 5 shots against the Ottawa Senators. So we either see the best goalie duel we've seen in a long time, or we see a lot of goals to start this one. The recent news is Mason Marchment being traded from the Seattle Kraken here to Columbus. And so he's going to be on the top line with Fantilli and Kent Johnson. So that's going to be an interesting thing to watch and see how he fits with his new team and all that stuff. And one of these scratches for tonight, Miles Wood, he has a day-to-day injury, a lower body injury. He's day-to-day as he's listed right now. So the Columbus Blue Jackets trying to win it. We'll see you next time. I put CN. And we welcome you back here on the NHL on MHS. The Columbus Blue Jackets and the Anaheim Ducks here at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. And so our goalie tandem in the matchup for tonight's game will be Lucas Dostal for the Anaheim Ducks and Elvis Merzlikins for the Columbus side of things. As we welcome you inside the Honda Center. As we welcome you back in, everybody. Yeah, I know it's a late start one, and to start that broadcast, I wasn't really sharp there. But we should see. These are the lines for tonight. Anaheim. These are the lines, the forward lines. Chris Kreider, Leo Carlsson, and Troy Terry's the top line for the Ducks. As I mentioned before, Marchment, Fantilli, and Kent Johnson. The top line for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Interesting to see how Marchment is integrated in the lineup here for the Columbus Blue Jackets. There's Elvis Merzlikins, 6-5-1. We're about to be underway here, and we're underway here at the Honda Center. Troy Terry will carry it ahead. It's intercepted. Werenski picks it up now and played at center ice. Leo Carlsson plays it back. Banked off the boards in front of the benches. Chris Kreider along the wall has it. Dropped it off to the point, tied up there, and couldn't receive the pass. Means it down low. Leo Carlsson shot it wide of the net. And the other way come the Blue Jackets. Stolen away there by Kreider on the back check on Kent Johnson. And so the Ducks reset in their own zone. Jackson Lacombe. This is an interesting Ducks team. Joe Quenneville came here in the offseason to take over coaching duties. And this Anaheim team now looks like a potential playoff team now and potentially contenders. As it's turned over here. Coyle sends it across. Here's an opening shot and a save made. Dostal. Big chance there early on for the Blue Jackets. These two teams played 4 days ago in Columbus, where Adam Fantilli scored his second career overtime goal and won it. That shot by Leo Carlsson just missed the post, too. 53 seconds in. Gudis, Michikov, McTavish, Seneca, and Gauthier out there for the Ducks. As Jenner won the faceoff. Provorov from distance sent it low. Marchenko in front. The deflection through the top of the crease by Coyle. Goes wide of the net. Coyle gets it again. Feeds it back up top to the point. Marchenko's shot wide of the net. Boone Jenner was trying to get it, and it's moved ahead here. Gauthier moved it out to center ice. McTavish trying to intercept the pass. Provorov will go back behind his own net. Ivan Provorov will move it ahead. Right to the middle, deflected, so no icing on Columbus as they get a change. Gudis behind his own cage, backhands it ahead. Intercepted at center, though, by the Jackets, and Gudis will get possession right back for the Ducks. He tries to shoot it back in. That's blocked once again. 2 giveaways there as Cole Sillinger will dump it back in. The third line out here for Columbus. Granlund, one of the new acquisitions for the Ducks, came here in the offseason after was a rental in Dallas as a centering pass was intercepted. Goes back up top to the point. As it's fed down low. Sillinger across, shot, blocked on the way through. He gets it back. Blocked again. Good chance there for the Ducks. Zellweger was trying to move it ahead. And the Ducks look to move it ahead. They create an opening. A 3-on-1. Zellweger across, shot, score! Mikael Granlund. It's 1-0 Ducks. A 3-on-1 as one of the Columbus Blue Jacket defensemen or forwards fell down on a pass of Zellweger to Granlund. High slot, 5-0 on Merzlikins, the first shot for the Ducks in the game. And they make it 1-0. And so the Ducks convert on their first shot of the game. Shots are even at 1, but the Ducks have the lead. Mikael Granlund's goal right there to make it 1-0. Intercepted at center once again. The Ducks looking to make it another one. Lundestrom centered! And that couldn't go. Zellweger lost it along the boards. Fitted back up top for Johnston. Shot blocked on the way through. Goes into the far corner. Ducks are young and they can create offense fast. Killorn behind the net. Killorn still with the puck. Killorn along the boards. On his backhand still. Dropped it off. Long shot by Moore and it goes wide of the net. Taken down as one of the Ducks, no penalty. Paling along the boards. Ryan Paling feeds it back up top. Shot, score! Jacob Trouba has made it 2-0 Anaheim. And a quick start for the Ducks. Wow, the movement by the Anaheim Ducks here in the offensive zone. Man, Merzlikins has allowed 2 goals on 2 shots. In the last 7 shots he's faced, he's allowed 5 goals on 7. Spanning back from the last game he started against the Ottawa Senators. Or 8 shots, pardon me. He's allowed 5 goals on the last 8 shots he's faced in 2 games. And so the Ducks, 3 minutes in, have a 2-0 lead. Moved ahead here. Columbus looking to respond. Big hit thrown right there as it's rimmed all the way around. Marchment is out there for the first time tonight. Played along the boards, almost given away right in front. Fantilli will go back. Fantilli pressured off the puck. Almost taken away there. Columbus will move it ahead on the rush. Ken Johnson leading it. Dropped it off. Feeds it across. Shot. Oh, what a save, Dostal. Mason Marchment in his debut with the Blue Jackets denied by Dostal. Man, oh man. What a chance for the Jackets to get back in it. But a better stop by Lucas Dostal. Cross the ice, a potential one-timer right there, I believe. Just a quick shot by Marchment. And Dostal goes to his right and makes that save. Second save of the game for him. Only 2 saves for Merzlikins in the game. Feeds it, shot, and it was wide of the net. Marchenko. Boone Jenner along the wall. Tries to center one for Marchenko. Jenner again. Tried to feed it back to the point and couldn't. Seneca the other way. Shoots it back into the far corner. Seneca trying to pick up the puck there. It's stuck along the board. Seneca will get it again. Feeds it back up top to the point. Gudis, a shot blocked on the way through. Play by Merzlikins. Backhands it behind the net. 4 minutes in. 2-0 Anaheim. A completely different game compared to the one they played against Dallas here at the Honda Center. McTavish the other way. 2-on-1. McTavish shoots. Save made. And the rebound pass goes wide. Oh, man. What an opportunity there for the Ducks. Shot blocked on the way through. Seneca. Gauthier behind the net. Gauthier. Seneca up top. Moore a shot. Deflected just wide of the net. Coyle trying to clear it out of the zone. Got ridden off along the boards. Penalty upcoming, and it's going against the Ducks. A holding call, I believe, on Seneca. And the Columbus Blue Jackets will get their first power play of the game. Man, oh man, we have a very good pace to this one early on. McTavish in a 2-on-1. If this goes in, Merzlikins' night was probably done. Big save there on the 5-hole attempt there by McTavish. But again, it seems like Elvis Merzlikins is rattled here. The 6'3", 190-pound goalie is struggling right now. Lacombe with a shorthanded goal this season as Columbus is on the power play, 18th ranked in the league, 18.1% effectiveness. Off the draw, one here by the Ducks, and Lacombe will use the boards and clear it down the length of the ice. Merzlikins plays it behind his own net. Werenski with the puck now. We'll move it ahead with some steam. Zach Werenski is in. Werenski shot and a save made. It might have hit the crossbar. Fantilli drops it off. Marchenko the other way. Will drop it off again. Werenski. Drop pass. And it's cleared again as Monahan was trying to send it in deep. Marchenko plays it back. Marchenko gets it back. Marchenko off a skate and a turnover. Shorthanded come the Ducks. Shot by Paling was blocked on the way through. Killorn will get it now, shorthanded. tied up along the boards, killing off the time here on the Columbus power play. They looked really rattled right now. They have not gotten themselves back in this game. Merzlikins has allowed 2 goals on 4 shots. The Ducks up 2-0 in the game. They re-enter Werenski, Coyle. Rimmed it all the way around. Michikov trying to clear it. Turned over at the blue line. Coyle's on that far side. Coyle gets it now. Charlie Coyle plays it back. Coyle again. Charlie Coyle now drifting into the circle. Coyle holds, centered, score! Backdoor feed there, and the Columbus Blue Jackets are back in the game. Voronkov with the goal. And it's 2-1. A power play goal for Columbus right there. That is Voronkov's 13th goal of the season, and a great pass there by Coyle. The patience to feed it backdoor for Voronkov. And we have 3 goals combined here in the first 5 minutes and 54 seconds of the game. 2-1. As the Anaheim lead has now been cut to 1. So a huge goal for Voronkov and the Blue Jackets here in this one, as they look like they're on their heels after they let up the 2 goals early on. They finally punch back, and they're right back into this game. 3-on-3 as they cross the line, lost it more. Plays it on the backhand, turned over along the boards. Coyle, cleared again by the Ducks. Ivan Provorov back on the ice from his goal. Marchenko rimmed it all the way around. Back to the point. Provorov across, feeds it back. Jenner's shot, and hit the post, or was a save. It deflected, I think, out of play, and we'll go to commercial. We'll be back, everybody. 2-1. Anaheim leading it. Trouba, the difference maker right now. We'll be back. And we welcome you back here to Anaheim. 13:32 left to go here in the first period. And it's a 2-1 game between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Anaheim Ducks. The latest goal score coming off of Voronkov's stick. And it's a 2-1 game. And early on in this one, we have had a high-scoring game. 2 goals by the Ducks pretty quickly. One of them by Granlund and the other one by Jacob Trouba. And that's for the 2 Anaheim goals if you're just joining us. I'm Max. Glad you're with us here on the NHL and MHS. 5-4 the shots favoring Columbus. 9 shots combined, and we already have 3 goals combined. So goaltending is an option. Shot wide of the net from the point. Trouba looks to hold it in. Trying to force it out of the zone was one of the Jackets. And now it's a 2-on-1 potentially. Fantilli tries to feed it into the middle in a great play by Lacombe to force that away. Leo Carlson plays it back. Lacombe, another drop pass. Trouba, and now it's shot back in from center. Play by Merzlikins behind the net. Merzlikins plays it off the boards. Moved ahead here by the Jackets. Back in on side. Fantilli dropped it off for Johnson. Johnson shot blocked on the way through. Played along the boards. Brendan Smith forces in deep. Michikov gets it in the corner. 2-1, Anaheim leading it here at the Honda Center. Play by Merzlikins, and served it on the patter for Fabro. Brendan Smith will shoot it back in, no icing. As it deflected. Cole Sillinger along the wall. And Seneca looking to clear it. Will move it ahead here for McTavish. McTavish the other way will shoot it back in. Gauthier trying to get in the corner on Brendan Smith. Seneca trying to force it back up to the point and couldn't. Cole Sillinger will just shoot it back in. Dostal plays it for Zellweger with some speed. Look at him go. Zellweger in onside. Along the boards now into the corner. Feeds it up top. Seneca shot. Rattled and it's loose in front of the net. The shot block potentially right there, I think. Rattled into the top of the crease on Merzlikins. Moore will carry it ahead onside. Shot save made. Granlund trying to go for his second. And a big stop by Merzlikins. Werenski will move it ahead. Back in onside. Along the boards, Lindstrom. First game he's played against his former team in the Ducks. Rimmed all the way around by Delbel Balouz, who came in for the injured Miles Wood, who has a day-to-day injury, a lower body injury, for the Columbus Blue Jackets. 9 minutes have passed here in the opening period. Here in Anaheim, 2-1 they lead. Lacombe spins away from a check on Coyle, and Trouba will move it ahead for Strome. Trying to force it in deep, the Ducks. Provorov picks up the puck now for the Blue Jackets and will move it ahead. Back in onside on the rush. Provorov trying to get it. Provorov's shot blocked on the way through. Here come the Ducks the other way. Trying to respond here. Trying to flip it in deep. Couldn't. Was Ian Moore. Provorov along the boards. Moore gets it along the boards now. Looks to center. Blocked away off a Blue Jacket skate. Forced back into their own zone. 7-5, the Jets favor in the Anaheim Ducks here. As Zellweger patiently plays it for Gudis, who turns it over at center. Gets it back, though, and it's played off and offside, I believe. So we get a whistle with 10-11 to go. Or was that a too many men call? Here was a chance by Granlund, though, trying to go in the top corner. Big blocker save there for Merzlikins. And so Granlund, trying to go for his second of the game, was denied there by Merzlikins that time. Shot back in off the faceoff by the Jackets. Rimmed all the way around as it's Marchment trying to center one. Killorn intercepts the pass. Stolen away for just a brief moment. Here come the Ducks the other way. Killorn is in, forces it in deep. Along the boards is Fabro. Got checked there by Paling. Brendan Smith now with the puck. We'll move it ahead. Back in onside. Fantilli along the boards. Installs it deep behind the net for Kent Johnson. Johnson. Stutter steps behind the net. Pressure by Michikov. Kent Johnson was trying to force it in front, and it was stolen away there, and the Ducks cleared out the center. So the pace in this game is kind of slowed down now as they're back in onside. Fantilli trying to make a move there. Fantilli lost it along the boards. Marchment looking to hold it in. Instead, it's Werenski. Marchment trying to send it in deep. Couldn't. As it's moved ahead here by the Ducks and Trouba. Werenski into the middle. Fantilli stolen away at center. Back in onside. Leo Carlson dropped it off. Kreider rimmed it all the way around. Carlson trying to get it. And Matejchuk will move it ahead. Back in onside are the Jackets. Voronkov centered through the top of the crease. Cole Sillinger along the boards. Has it still. Played it to Monahan. Back for Sillinger. Now it comes back up top. Matejchuk shot. Blocked it out of play. 8:36 to go. The Jackets looking for the tying mark. Matejchuk this close. 2-1. Anaheim leading. We welcome you back here to Anaheim. 2-1 they lead over the Columbus Blue Jackets. These two teams played 4 days ago, as I mentioned. Overtime winner by Fantilli. Jackson Lacombe scored in that game from a tough angle, and he banked off the back of the mask of Jet Greaves. Werenski holds it in the zone. Ducks will move it ahead here. Potentially Gauthier shot and a save. Mamers Leakins. McTavish along the board. Seneca trying to pick it up. McTavish now feeds it back up top to the point. Long shot by Trouba, blocked on the way through. Marchenko the other way. Got through. Marchenko 3-on-1. Marchenko tries to center. Diving play there by Trouba. What a play there. The other way come the Ducks. Seneca drops it off, and he lost the pass. Jenner the other way. Flips it ahead to himself, trying to get it. Jenner lost it. Tied up along the boards, and the Ducks get the possession. Zellweger cleared out back into the Ducks zone. Moore will move it ahead here for Granlund. Granlund back in. Granlund dropped it. McTavish. Vetrano. Jeez. Moved it ahead here as it's intercepted along the boards. Monahan will shoot it back in deep. Along the boards, Vetrano trying to get it. Got a $5,000 fine for roughing up Jason Robertson in the last game for the Ducks. As they move it back in onside, Granlund's fence feeds it deep into the corner. Lost it along the boards, and the Jackets clear it again. Trouba, 7 minutes to go here in the first period. Here in Anaheim, 2-1 they lead. Trouba moves it ahead here for the Ducks. Back in onside. Lacombe has it. Lacombe pressured. Still has the puck though. Lost it along the boards to Brendan Smith, who looks to clear it. Couldn't. It's still stuck along the boards. It's forced back up top of the point. Trouba feeds it in deep. Along the boards is Johnston. Ross Johnston trying to get it free. Killorn trying to get it. And the Ducks. And that's a delay of game, I think. Kent Johnson throws the puck out of play. And I believe that's going to be a penalty on the Blue Jackets, and the Ducks will have a power play for the first time tonight. And it is a delay of game by Kent Johnson. I don't know if that deflected off a paling stick. I don't think it did. This is the chance here, and a diving play here by Trouba. And so the Ducks will have a power play. See if this power play can get going here for the Ducks. They've had one of the best, I believe, in the league. They've had a very good power play, I believe. And 22nd, no, they have not had a good power play in the league. Yeah, not the greatest thing to see for the Ducks. Still young. They're trying to figure out the quirks in their power play. Lacombe. Golden opportunity here to go up by 2 again. Carlson will move it ahead for Troy Terry. Gauthier. Terry has it along the boards. Trying to get it free, and that's knocked off his stick of Provorov. Feeds it back up top to the point. Lacombe couldn't hold it in as he was pressured by Lundestrom. Lacombe, more than a minute he's been out there on the ice. He needs a change. Carlson back in. Poke checked off his stick. Lacombe forced it deep into the corner. A great play. Terry. Lacombe across. Gauthier trying to set up the triangle formation in front of the net. Kreider. Gauthier. Back up top. Lacombe across. Shot. Blocked on the way through. And Monahan has all the time in the world and moves it ahead here for Jenner. Boone Jenner will force it back into his own zone. Killing out the time here on the Anaheim power play. Very good penalty killing. That deflected and out of play, I believe. With 5:14 to go, it deflected off of someone. And I think it hit a body. And it deflected out of play. Fabro was trying to just clear it down the length of the ice. Instead, the face-off, I believe, will be in the outside of the Anaheim zone. Or pardon me, outside of the Columbus zone. No, the face is going to be inside the zone as Fabro was trying to clear the puck from his own zone. Yes, that's why That's why. Okay. So the faceoff stays in the Columbus zone. 46 seconds left to go on the power play. 5:14 left to go here in the first period. 46 seconds to go on this man advantage for the Ducks. And McTavish is going to get kicked out of the faceoff dot. In his place will be Granlund. Granlund wins the draw. Forced it back up top to the point. Long shot! Blocked on the way through. Sillinger the other way. Shorthanded 3-on-3. Will just shoot it back in deep. Michikov gets it behind his own net. 5 minutes to go here in the first period. 8-5. The shots favor in Anaheim, and they're up 2-1. Scored on the first 3 shots of the game. Seneca back up top to the point. McTavish feeds it back up top. Michikov across. Seneca. Michikov again. Seneca again. Seneca feeds it down low. In front of the net. Granlund was trying to get the backdoor pass and couldn't receive the pass cleanly. The power play expiring in 5. Ducks will have to move it in again quickly. Seneca gets through Provorov. Got hooked there and no penalty. Full strength again. McTavish gets it free along the boards. Feeds it up top. Carlson feeds it low. Moore into the corner. And fished free as the Blue Jackets will move it ahead. Ken Johnson dropped it off. Fantilli with some speed. Fantilli a backhand pass to Werenski. In front of the net. It was loose in front. Backhander by attempt by Marchment. Couldn't go. Provorov. Werenski. Back for Provorov again. Less than 4 to go here in the first. That's how much time to our intermission report. That's stolen away at center. Back in onside Paling. Paling got knocked down. Nice back check there by one of the Blue Jackets on the way through. Trouba feeds it into the corner. Got to the stick of Killorn, but the Ducks still have possession. Killorn again shot! That goes wide of the net. Trouba feeds it in deep. Off the glass it goes to Johnston along the boards. Pressured off the puck. Provorov took him down as multiple players went down in the corner. Played along the boards, and Provorov looking to pick up the puck here, and he finally controls it, but he's pressured as a big hit was thrown there by Ross Johnston. Cleared out by Columbus finally as Trouba will shoot it back in. 3 minutes left to go here in the first period. In a 2-1 Anaheim lead. Matejcik will move it ahead here. Chinnikov knocked down at center was one of the Ducks. No penalty. Del Belbalou shot save made to Stahl with 2:49 left to go. First period. 2-1 Anaheim, they lead. We'll be back here in the first period. We welcome you back here to Anaheim. 2:49 left to go here in the first period. And the Anaheim Ducks up 2-1 here. Joe Quenneville's squad up 2-1. They scored the first 2 goals in the game in quick succession in the first 3 minutes of the game. But Columbus on a power play goal by Voronkov has made it a 2-1 deficit for them, and they're looking to get back in the game here as we welcome you back. I am Max, glad you're with us here on the NHL and MHS. And 2-1, Anaheim leading, shot blocked on Marchenko's bid. Behind the net, Coyle, Jenner now. Jenner feeds it behind the net for Marchenko. Marchenko looks, centering pass for Coyle, deflected into the far corner for Kreider. Leo Carlson looking to clear it, nice play to get it through. Cleared down, Provorov, and then he gets it back off the pass by Merzlikins. Provorov feeds it across, Jenner rimmed it all the way around. Dostal was trying to slow it down, couldn't. Troy Terry along the boards, intercepts, and the other way come the Ducks. Shot it back in, McTavish. Merzlikins plays it behind the net. Banked it off the boards for Provorov. Provorov will move it ahead. Deflected into the middle. Shot back in. Voronkov's out there on the ice. Voronkov trying to work the puck free. Monahan. Voronkov gets it. Lost it to Ian Moore. Well, the Columbus Blue Jackets get the possession right back. Voronkov looks to center. Monahan trying to get it free. Ducks will move it ahead. Zellweger backhands it out to center. Knocked down. Gauthier. Seneca feeds into the middle. Zellweger intercepted, and the other way come the Jackets. Monahan 3-on-2. Monahan centering pass. Shot. Save made. Brendan Smith with the opportunity in the high slot on the rush. And a big save there by Dostal. Remains a 2-1 Anaheim lead. The big save there. I think Trouba might have gotten the stick on that as he was diving. And Brendan Smith was very mad about that. And first season here with Columbus barely started as he finally got signed to a team. He was with Dallas last year and decided to leave, or Dallas did not decide to keep him. And now he's with the Blue Jackets, frustrated himself that he couldn't get the goal right there to tie it. Face-off win here by the Ducks in their own zone. Flipped out to center with less than 90 seconds left to go here in the first period. Werenski forced out to center. Intercepted at the blue line. And Kent Johnson trying to force it in deep. Fantilli back in on side. Shot it into the corner. Lost his stick, and Fantilli couldn't get the centering pass. Werenski now. A minute left to go here in the first period. 2-1. Anaheim leading it. Fantilli to Werenski. Back for Fantilli again. Fantilli into the middle. Fantilli in. Dropped it off. Centering pass here. Werenski. A cross shot. Oh, what a save, Dostal! Great puck movement by the Jackets, but a better stop there by Dostal. Wow, what a save. Two great A opportunities by the Jackets here in the last minute or so. And they can't get that tying mark. 25 to go. Moved ahead here. Deflected, so no icing. Chinikov along the boards. Delbel Belouz feeds it back up top to the point. Lundestrom. Here's Provorov. Shot! And a save made, Dostal. Goes into the corner with 5 seconds left to go. Pinned up along the wall by Johnston. Trying to get it free with a second left to go. They got to shoot at Lundestrom, and he couldn't shoot it before the horn. 2-1. Anaheim leading it after 20. We will be right back. The Ducks leading the Jackets 2-1. Dostal with the hugest save coming right there off of Kent Johnson. Big pad save. We'll be back, everybody. 2-1 Anaheim. And we welcome you back, everybody, the first intermission report. And before we go over the goals and all that stuff, this is what the playoffs would be right now if it started today. So Central Division, Central 1, it would be Colorado. Wild card would be, the second wild card would be San Jose. So it would be a Colorado-San Jose series. Then Dallas and Minnesota. Then LA versus Vegas. Then these Anaheim Ducks against Edmonton. And then in the East, Detroit versus Philly. Montreal versus Boston. Now, you know that's going to be a good series if that ever happens. If that happens in April. Tampa versus Carolina. And the Capitals versus the Islanders. We'll be right back as our intermission report will continue. We'll talk about more about the goals as we return. Welcome you back, everybody. Intermission report, and let's go over the goals while we're at it. While we're here, might as well go over them. First period, we had a lot of scoring in the first 6 minutes or so, and then ever since it's dried up a little bit. Granlund, 2:14 in. It was Zellweger and Vetrano with the assists there. His sixth goal of the season, Mikael Granlund, and it's 1-0 Anaheim at 2:14. Then, not too long later, 46 seconds later, Jacob Trouba, literally on the next shift. Paling and Johnston with the assists. Trouba, 6th of the season. Makes it 2-0 Anaheim. 2 goals in 46 seconds apart. And then the power play happened for Columbus 2 minutes later. And so Voronkov scored his 13th of the season. Charlie Coyle and Zach Werenski the assists there. A tip-in from backdoor. A great pass by Coyle at the top of the crease. And it's a 2-1 game. That was the last goal we saw. Shots were 10-9 in favor of the Ducks after the first period. The face-off percentage went to the Columbus Blue Jackets. 57% of those went to the Jackets. They're 1-for-1 on the power play, but the Ducks also had a power play, and they couldn't convert on it. So good penalty kill. Very dominant penalty kill by the Blue Jackets on that Anaheim power play. 11-5, the hits have favored Anaheim. They've been in the more physical team overall in the game, and it's shown here as they have a 2-1 lead. As we'll be right back. Intermission report continues when we return. And we welcome you back. It is 2-1 Ducks over the Columbus Blue Jackets here in Anaheim. And so the Jackets looking to get back in the game. They got a goal to get back in the game. Saturday night special here on the NHL and MHS. Are glad you're with us here for this one. It's a 2-1 Anaheim lead. And about to be back into the action. Lucas Dostal, who had a bad game last night against Dallas, allowing 4 on 7 shots. He's looked bright in net tonight as he's made some timely saves in that first period. But for Merzlikins, he's kind of stepped it up after allowing 2 goals on the first 3 shots of the game. Might I remind you, his last start, he had 3 goals allowed on 5 shots against the Ottawa Senators. Merzlikins' record in this season, 6-5-1, a 4.03 goals against average, save percentage of an .879. Dostal, a .899 save percentage, a goals against average of a 2.91. And he's a 12-7-1 in this season. He's been their starter, basically. As a backup for them is Peter Mrazek. We're about to be underway here in the second period. Carlson and Fantilli in the face-off dot at center ice. And we're underway here in the second. 2-1. Anaheim leading it. Shot back in. Played by Merzlikins here at the Honda Center in Anaheim. 2-1. The Ducks are leading it. Shot back in by Kent Johnson. Top line out here, Fantilli, Marchment, and Johnson. Moved ahead here by the Ducks to Luke Carlson. Shot it back in was Kreider into the far corner. Carlson trying to get it free was Troy Terry. Marchment will move it ahead. Fantilli will shoot it back into the far corner. Fantilli gets to the loose puck first. Ridden off the play, and Terry will move it ahead, but given away at center. The Ducks are 8-1 when leading after the first period, or after one period. Shot back in by Lacombe. 10-9, the shots favoring the Anaheim Ducks. The Merzlikins and one of his teammates were just stuck together, and they're like, you go first. Oh, you go first. Hey, it's an awkward situation. Probably glad there wasn't an Anaheim Duck that was able to put into the empty net. Shot. Severson blocked. Loose puck in front. Shot blocked on the way through as it goes to the corner. Provorov was trying to get it. Marchenko now. And it's cleared out by the Ducks. Shot back in by McTavish. Ivan Provorov behind his own net. Brings it to the front. Dangerous play, but he got it out to center. Michikov across. Gudis. Back for Michikov again. Seneca lost it at center. Coyle the other way. Here come the Jackets. Shot! And that ripped wide. Boone Jenner with the opportunity. Seneca. Played back here by Fabro. Shot back into the zone. Lundestrom trying to get it. Michikov steals it away. And cleared out to center. Monahan plays it back. Brendan Smith will move it ahead. The touch pass here. Monahan dropped it. Here's a chance in front of the net. Monahan couldn't get the shot away. Fanned on it. Could have been a pretty play right there, and it wasn't able to be put home into the back of the net. Cole Sillinger shot back in from center by Monahan. Michikov. A promising start here for the Blue Jackets. Back in Granlund. Granlund shot! Save made off the pad of Merzlikins. He's had 3 chances. One of them has gone in, though, for Mikael Granlund in this game. Probably like one of the best Ducks on the ice in getting scoring opportunities. Werenski back in. Backhanded into the corner. Intercepted by Lacombe. Trouba let it go to his teammate in Strome. Across for Lacombe. Lacombe is back in. Lacombe on the outside. Lacombe centering pass. It's loose in the crease. And it goes into the corner. Matejchuk trying to clear it out of the zone. Battling for the puck along the boards. Matejchuk trying to get it free, and it's finally cleared out. Trouba will go back as we've passed almost more than 3 minutes here in the second period. That'll be an icing on the Ducks as they were going for a change. And now they have to put those players back onto the ice. Paling was one of them who had changed, I think, before or after the icing. I'm not sure. 3 minutes and 20 seconds into the second period, we get our first whistle of the period, actually. Lacombe's tough angle shot right off the numbers of Merzlikins, who made the save. Granlund with this chance. Pad save there. I think he was trying to go 5-hole potentially. Shot save off the draw by Dostal. Way out of his crease. And so Granlund with the latest opportunity for the Ducks. Couldn't convert though. Still 2-1 here in Anaheim. And Lacombe will go back to the bench now, as they weren't on the ice. Or now they can change because that face-off happened and quickly covered. So that icing really didn't do much for Columbus, as the quick face-off and just rolled it towards Dostal, and then they could change either way. Back in on side of the Jackets. Marchman along the wall. Feeds it back up top to the point. Long shot. And they score! Deflected by Marchman. His first goal as a Blue Jacket. And it's tied at 2. The point shot by Severson got through and was deflected by Mason Marchman in front of the net. And we're tied at 2. Dostal still doesn't know where that puck was. And that looks like it's on the crossbar. That looks like crossbar level on the deflection. And Mason Marchman, in his debut as a Columbus Blue Jacket, gets his first. And we're tied at 2 here. Mason Marchman this season had 5 goals, 9 assists, a -4 rating. A goal tonight in his debut as a Blue Jacket. We're tied at 2 here in Anaheim and a brand new hockey game. Intercepted that center by Leo Carlson. 2-2 tie. Mason Marchman, the latest goal scorer. Back in shot. Save made Dostal. Boone Jenner driving towards the net. And Gudas and Jenner. And Gudas' helmet's off. He wants to pick it a fight, potentially. And with 16:10 left to go here in the second, Columbus. Both the captains exchanging words. Gudas and Jenner. Jenner, 6'2", 204 pounds, and Gudas, 6 foot, 208 pounds. Just to let y'all know, because maybe they could fight tonight. Maybe. 3:50 into the second period. Mason Marchman, the latest goal scorer, tied it up for Columbus. They have come back from a 2-goal deficit here in the game. Fantilli was trying to receive the pass there. Kent Johnson. And it's intercepted at center by Johnson. Fantilli. Stick handles. Moves it ahead. Marchman deflected into the bench. Rocketed pass into the bench and to the Columbus bench, and stops the play with 15:53 left to go here in the second period. Latest goal scorer, Mason Marchman, his debut as a Columbus Blue Jacket. Got traded from Seattle to Columbus after leaving Dallas last year. He was there for around 3 to 4 years with the Dallas Stars. Went to three straight Western Conference Finals. And after last season, they didn't re-sign him. They let him go. Turnover here, and they're trying to feed it down low for Marchman. Couldn't go. Kreider was trying to pick up the puck. It would have been a 3-on-1 for the Ducks if they picked it up quickly there, and they didn't. It's hot potato at center ice right now, as Matejcik will move it ahead. Stolen away along the boards. The passes are not connecting right now for both teams. Lacombe sends it across. Drop pass. As it's sent back in deep by Trouba into the corner. Werenski intercepted by Troy Terry. To the opposite corner. Lacombe. Terry along the boards. Terry tied up. Trying to clear it was Marchman, and he does. Gauthier will move it ahead. Gautier's in the middle. As the Ducks have possession, Seneca centered! And it's loose in the crease and a save made. Oh, man, what a setup. Marchenko the other way. Feeds it into the middle. Fantilli in the shot. And it goes wide of the net. 3 Ducks were defending him. And the other way comes Seneca. Seneca in. And he gets taken down. And he takes down the goaltender. Oh, wow. And everyone gets together now. And Merzlikins, his helmet's off, and he is down. Wow, what a sequence. Now the question is here, will they take Merzlikins off the ice for concussion protocol? Because that happened last time with Wedgwood in a shootout. That was Seneca taken down. And there's a penalty upcoming, I believe. And I think it was going to go against Seneca, I think. Not Matejchuk. It was Seneca who took the call. Because the referee didn't put his hands up until Seneca hit the goaltender in Merzlikins. And so I think this is going to be a Columbus Blue Jackets power play. Seneca was driving hard to the net there. And great passing here. This was the previous setup. Seneca centering and a big save there on McTavish. So Columbus will get a power play out of this. Seneca to the box, and Columbus with an opportunity to take the lead here on the power play. As it seems like Merzlikins is all right. He'll stay in net for the moment. 2-2 tie and a huge power play here for the Blue Jackets to get their first lead of the game. And a turning point here, potentially. 1-for-1 on the power play. The Jackets, 2 shots on it. The power play deflected, and that puck went out of play, I think, into the netting. 8 seconds of the man advantage for the Blue Jackets. Tied at 2 here in Anaheim. If you're joining us, thank you for watching. 2-2. Anaheim and the Blue Jackets here in this one. And, yeah, it's been an interesting one here for sure. I was wondering if they're going to take out Merzlikins there, because recently we've seen a lot of those taking out the goaltenders for a concussion protocol. We saw that with Wedgwood in a shootout against Nashville a couple of weeks ago. And they have their backup goaltender in Jet Greaves there as backup there if they do need to send Greaves back in. Marchenko will move it ahead, dropped it off, and Werenski was not there in time. So they'll have to restart it. Werenski will drop it off for Marchenko. Marchenko back in. Leaves it Voronkov, who shoots it around. Monahan leaves it Werenski into the middle. Fan on the pass there was Marchenko. Werenski at the point. Feeds it into the middle, deflected. Here's a shorthanded chance here for the Ducks. Here they come on side. In, shot across. Oh, what a save! Merzlikins, Paling to Lacombe. And a big save by Merzlikins. The biggest save you'll ever see shorthanded. Man, oh man. Wow. What a stop. Shorthanded. A guaranteed goal is not always guaranteed. Wow. Wow, that is an incredible stop by Merzlikins. Going to cross to Rob Lacombe. Shorthanded bid by the Ducks to try to get their lead back. What a save. And after Merzlikins looked shaky in the first 3 minutes of the game, he is back to form here, I believe. Elvis is in the building. Dostal, and it's cleared down the length of the ice out to center. 50 seconds to go on the man advantage for the Blue Jackets. 2-2 here in Anaheim. Anaheim with a 2-0 lead. The last 2 goals coming from the Blue Jackets side of things. Coyle gets into the far corner. The second power play on here for the Jackets. As it's Jenner playing it for Marchman along the wall. Marchman into the middle. Got through everybody. Coyle back up top for Severson. Severson. Provorov back for Severson. Shot! And Dostal did not know where that puck was. It deflected out of play with 13:06 left to go. 21 to go on the power play for the Blue Jackets. 14-11. The shots favoring Anaheim too. And man, this is turning into a great one here. 2-2 tie, competitive game for the holidays. Before Christmas. We're 5 days away from Christmas. And not too far from New Year's Eve as well. For the new year. Always have coverage from the NHL and MHS coming to the new year. Hopefully be able to cover the Winter Classic between the Rangers and the Panthers in Miami. A Winter Classic in Miami. Yeah. I don't know what the NHL was thinking there. Coyle back in. Dropped it out for Marchman. 1 second to go on the power play. Held in by the Jackets. And the power play's over. They're 1 for 2 on the power play. The Jackets, as they continue to hold it in. Severson along the boards. Ridden off by Gauthier. Severson trying to win the puck battle. He does. Feeds it back up top to the point. Here's a long shot, and it deflected out of play as it was blocked. Fabro with the opportunity, and it was blocked out of play. 2-2 tie, 12:24 to go. Merzlikins, the biggest stop of the game. Lacombe robbed by Merzlikins. Remain tied at 2. And we welcome you back, everybody. 2-2 tie here in Anaheim. Marchman, the latest goal scorer for the Columbus Blue Jackets, who tied the game at 2. Less than 24 hours after his trade with the Seattle Kraken. It's a shot off the faceoff by Delbel Belluz, was stopped by Dostal. Shot deflected wide of the net by Delbel Belluz, as the Ducks will move it ahead. Gudis deflected it back in. Wide of Merzlikins, and he almost caromed off the boards awkwardly. And he covers the puck, and a weird one. That was a weird one, right? I don't know what that hit. It banked off the boards, hit off his own stick, and he covered the puck and said, oh, no, we're not having one of these. .12:05 to go. That is a awkward bounce off the backboards here in Anaheim. It almost resulted in a 3-2 Anaheim lead. Merzlikins plays it for Matejchuk along the wall. Werenski now will move it out to center. Back in on side. Voronkov shot, and that deflected into the corner. Feeds it back up top, and the Ducks will move it ahead on the rush. Terry carries the line. Terry holds on to it. Troy Terry still pressured off the puck. Werenski, he did not get pressured off the puck. He goes for a change. He was able to hold the puck into the zone. What a play by Troy Terry. Behind the net, Vetrano. Back to the point, held in by Zellweger. Pressured by Voronkov. Strome with the puck now. Strome forced out to center by Monahan. Moore now at the puck now for Anaheim. 9 minutes have passed there in the second period. Another awkward bounce off the boards. And Merzlikins was ready to play that puck. Man. Kent Johnson back in. Johnson looking. Johnson on the backhand. Lost it along the boards to Zellweger. And Moore will move it ahead for the Ducks. Back in on side. Vetrano shot to the save made. And it's cleared out to center. Man, what a shot by Vetrano. An 89.6 mile per hour slap shot from the circle. Big save by Merzlikins there. Shot back in by Fantilli. Played by Dostal. Lacombe gets it now in his circle, and he'll move it ahead. Knocked ahead here, Paling. Paling's in. Paling the move. Paling dropped that shot. Blocked on the way through Killorn. Kaloyan back to the point, held in. Lacombe with some room. Lacombe on the backhand, waits. Dropped it off. Paling. Lacombe shot! Blocked out of play. The Ducks were moving the puck well there. Couldn't get the shot towards the net, though, as the puck kept getting blocked by the Columbus Blue Jackets defense. Vetrano, the slap shot. Big blocker save there by Merzlikins. As we approach the halfway point of the game, Merzlikins is talking to the referee about something. The referees in the game are Graham Skilleter and Carter Sandlack. Talking to Carter Sandlack there about something. (15-12), the shots favoring Anaheim. Off the draw, one here by Coyle in their own zone. Provorov and Severson clears it out to center. Back into the Anaheim zone. Trouba trying to get out of his own zone. He will. Move to the header for McTavish, who drops it off. Lacombe back in. Lacombe dropped it. McTavish waits. He shoots, and it goes wide of the net. Seneca now with the puck at the blue line. Spins away from pressure from Coyle. Seneca into the corner. Seneca centering pass. Intended for Gauthier. Deflected away, though. Marchenko the other way. Marchenko was in speed. Marchenko behind the net. Marchenko centered. No one was there. The other way come the Ducks. Gauthier, as one of the Blue Jackets fell down behind the play. Seneca waits. Seneca across. The pass couldn't connect for McTavish. McTavish feeds it across. Michikov into the corner. Here's a chance. Seneca. Seneca waits. Seneca holds. He shoots, and a save made. Merzlikins off the pad. Through a screen. Severson with the puck now as both teams going for a change here. Knocked down here by Chinikov. Feeds it behind the net now. Delbel Beluz gets it as they're trying to move the puck around here. Matejchik back up to the point. Lindstrom across. Shot! And that hit the side of the cage. Oh, what an opportunity there. Werenski centering pass was loose in front. Lundestrom gets it now. Behind the net, Delbel Beluz. Lundestrom tied up with Terry. Former teammates there. Shot! Wide of the net. Got to the top of the crease. Werenski sends it in deep into the corner. Gudis will clear it. And that deflected out of play. With 8:13 left to go, it had to delay a game. 8:13 left to go. The Ducks this close to a 3-2 lead. McTavish right off the blocker of Merzlikins. We're tied at 2. We'll be back. We welcome you back here to Anaheim, 2-2 here with 8:13 left to go here in the second period. They're cleaning off the ice here as we welcome you back, everybody. The Ducks 20-13-2. They're one of their best records they've seen in a long time here. The Ducks had that season in 2022 when they did pretty good for the first half and then missed the playoffs. They were leading the division at some point in that season. Unfortunately, they didn't make it there. That was the season when Trevor Zegras, I believe, was a rookie. Now he's in Philadelphia. Anaheim at the top of the division, the Pacific Division, I believe second in that division, with Vegas and Edmonton. Vegas playing tonight as well with Calgary. Lomberg got into a fight after he scored a goal against the Vegas Golden Knights, and a lot of action around the National Hockey League. We'll go over that in our second intermission report. 2-2 here in Anaheim in our game. Shot blocked on the way through, and it's picked up here by Ryan Strome, and it deflects into the bench and out of play with 8:07 left to go. Trouba, Strome, Granlund, Vetrano, and Lacombe out there. The top defensive pairing. And the third line out there for the Ducks. Off the draw, won by the Blue Jackets and Monahan. Shot blocked on the way through. Comes the other way, though. Vetrano will move it ahead. Drop pass into the middle. Strome couldn't handle the pass. Werenski will bank it ahead. Back in onside. Voronkov looks to center. Out of the reach there. Ducks looking to clear it. Vetrano does clear it. Voronkov into the middle. Werenski throws a bouncing puck down. Mateychuk. And it's sent back in by Columbus, and the Ducks will look to clear it. Strome has some trouble with it. Forced it back in deep. And that'll be an icing on the Ducks. And that does not look good there. Man, that was Trouba who sent it down the length of the ice. He was looking for a stretch pass there, I believe. Face off here in the Ducks zone due to the icing. 2-2 here at Anaheim. 7:25 left to go here in the second period. And see what the Columbus Blue Jackets can come up here. The top line out there for the Jackets. But the Ducks win the faceoff, and Trouba clears it out to center. Severson across for Provorov. Severson again will move it ahead right through the middle. Back in onside is Marchment. Marchment looking. Marchment behind the net. Still with the puck on the backhand. Feeds it back up top to the point. Long shot blocked on the way through. Blocked by Johnston. And it's shot back in by Ross Johnston. Centering pass. And that did not connect. Turned over. Trying to feed it down low. Killorn shot over the net. Man, they're moving the puck well. Anaheim's a young team, and they can move the puck well here. They're a very young team. They are very skilled. Gudis along the boards. No icing as it was waved off at the last second. Moved ahead here by the Ducks as they move it ahead. Paling back in onside as he backhands it back in from the blue line. Turned over. Centering pass. Shot. Score! McTavish! Mason McTavish has given the Ducks a 3-2 lead. Off the turnover by the Blue Jackets. A 3-2 lead. The centering pass there off the turnover behind the net by Fabro. Right to Ross Johnston. He was trying to feed it for Brendan Smith. And McTavish makes it 3-2 Anaheim. Perfect pass. And with 6:24 left to go here in the second period, Anaheim regains the lead. As they re-enter Columbus, looking to tie it again for the third time tonight. As the Ducks move it ahead once again with some speed back in. McTavish shot! And that goes over the net. Zellweger holds it in. Turned over at the blue line. Coyle intercepted by Seneca. Back in onside is McTavish. Looks to drop it off and couldn't. This was intercepted by the Blue Jackets. Zellweger. Trouba deflected back in. Less than 6 to go. Anaheim with a 3-2 lead. McTavish with the goal to give the Ducks the 3-2 advantage in the game. Into the corner. Marchenko ridden off the play there. Gauthier will move it ahead. And it's dropped off here as Marchenko dropped it. Marchenko shot! Save made! Rebound was loose in front. Marchenko gets it now. Off his stick. Trouba for Lacombe. Lacombe will move it ahead. Lacombe will dump it back in from center. Severson now with the puck. We'll move it ahead here. Intercepted at center. Columbus back in on side. As it's backhanded around by Lundestrom. Chinikov in the corner. Trying to feed it back to the point. Couldn't. Chinikov gets it again. Lundestrom now. Lundestrom, the former Duck. Lundestrom on the backhand. Fell down as Michikov was pressuring him. 3-on-2 for the Ducks the other way, though. Back in onside is Kreider. Lost it along the boards. And cleared out by Columbus. Will that be an icing? Yes, it will be. 4:38 left to go here in the second period. And it's a 3-2 Ducks lead. .438 left to go here in the second period. 3-2 Anaheim. And a restart in the faceoff. Del Bel Belouz against Granlund in the Columbus zone. Faceoff won here by Columbus. Provorov will look to move it ahead. Back in onside as they shoot it back in. Chinakhov. Less than 5 to go here in the second period. 3-2 Anaheim leading it. McTavish, the difference in the game right now. Shot in on Merzlikins, who covers the puck with 4:19 left to go. And the faceoff will stay in the Columbus zone. 4:19 left to go. That was McTavish's 8th goal of the season right there. Has given Anaheim the lead right back. Anaheim was up 2-0. Columbus responded with 2 goals, and now McTavish off a turnover by Columbus has taken a 3-2 lead, and now they're back in on side. Voronkov's on the other side, and they couldn't feed it in front. Monahan, save made. Another chance, shot, save made, and a rebound goes into the corner. Along the boards. Cole Sillinger rimmed it all the way around. Fabro trying to get it. Johnston tied up along the boards. Comes free, Sillinger. Back up top to the point, Voronkov. Sillinger again. Sillinger shot, blocked on the way through. And Anaheim will move it the other way. Intercepted at center, though, by Fabro. Columbus pushing for the tying mark here in this game. 3-2, Anaheim leading it. Marchment trying to get the puck along the boards. Marchment feeds it up top. There's a penalty upcoming here. A tripping goal. It's going against Mason Marchment. He does not like that due to his, from that facial expression. And Anaheim will have a power play when we return. Mason McTavish, the difference. 3:30 left to go here in the second period. Welcome you back, everybody. 3-2, Anaheim leading it. These were the chances for Columbus before they took the penalty. And 2 chances, Monahan and then Brendan Smith. He's had chances here in this game. Mason Marchment trips up Ian Moore, and the Ducks will go to the power play. Marchment takes the penalty. And a huge power play here for the Ducks if they want to regain their 2-goal lead. Coyle against, I believe it's Granlund in the faceoff dot. Coyle wins the draw. Werenski looking to clear it. Werenski does clear it. Down the length of the ice. Dostal plays it. Minchikov will move it ahead. He'll drop it off for Granlund. Feeds it back. Granlund back in. Along the boards is Strome. Granlund into the middle. No one was there, but the puck bounced towards the front of the net. Coyle can receive the pass, and Minchikov will go back for it. Minyakov with the puck. We'll move it ahead. Back in onside is Seneca. Seneca cutting through almost. Got taken down. Strome back up top to the point. Minyakov across. Granlund back to Minyakov again. Shot blocked on the way through. Into the corner. Granlund gets it. Granlund trying to feed it in front for Strome. Couldn't. Minyakov holds it in. Across. Fakes the one-timer. Seneca trying to feed it for Granlund for the one-timer position, and he couldn't do it. McTavish along the boards. Less than a minute left to go on the power play. McTavish gets it now. Feeds it across for Seneca. Back up top to the point. Minchikov across. Granlund holding with the puck. Minchikov again at the blue line. Granlund again. Granlund holds. Still with the puck. Granlund shoots. Blocked on the way through by Coyle. Other way come the Blue Jackets. Back in onside. Short-handed. Boone Jenner. Jenner shot. And a save made Dostal. And Jenner got tripped up after the play. Man, another shorthanded opportunity in the game. I feel like both these teams, when the other has a power play, they get some. The other team gets another shorthanded opportunity, and some good chances right there. Boone Jenner, and then he got tripped up there by Minchikov as he was trying to block the shot, kind of awkwardly. Boone Jenner went down. 29 seconds left to go on the power play. Face-off won by Columbus, but the Ducks force it out to center. As it's moved back in, Leo Carlson. Shot! Save made! A tricky shot right there, and Carlson was stopped right there by Merzlikins. 1:51 left to go here in the second period. Could be another Anaheim power play that doesn't do anything and gives Columbus some life in the game if they can kill this penalty off. This is a huge power play in this game. 1:51 left on the second period. 21 to go on the power play here for the Ducks as they lead it 3-2. McTavish the difference in the game. But Anaheim's had the lead for the majority of the game, but Columbus has come back to battle back in this one. Tied it at 2. Mason Marchment with his first goal as a Columbus Blue Jacket in his debut. Off the draw, one here. Troy Terry feeds it across. Lacombe at the blue line. Lacombe feeds it across. Down low. Trying to feed the pass across. Couldn't. Gauthier. Lacombe again. Across. Terry! Save made by Merzlikins. Lacombe again. Across. Terry. Bounced on his stick. Power plays over for Anaheim. Lacombe holds it in. Mason Marchment pressured him off the puck. Mason Marchment steals it away. Potentially a 2-on-1 here with Coyle. Marchment looking. Marchment a backhand pass across. Couldn't connect. Coyle along the boards. Gauthier the other way. 70 seconds left to go in the period. 3-on-2 for the Anaheim Ducks. Into the middle. Gauthier shot. And a save made Merzlikins. Big stop there for Merzlikins. 1:04 left to go here in the second period. Man, oh man. Anaheim can move the puck real quick. They are a fast, young team in the making. And this season they have really blossomed into a very good hockey team. 20-13-2 with 42 points. They are 11-5 here at home. 9-8-2 on the road. They could really improve on their road record, and this could be a team that could contend for a Stanley Cup in the near future. That'll be deflected out of play with a minute left to go here in the second period. 3-2 Anaheim. Here in the second period, McTavish, the difference in the game. And this has been a goalie duel at some points in this game. You see who does tall, or Merzlikins making some big saves. And this could be a difference in the game. Off the draw, one here. Killorn looks to center. Killorn up in the air as the pass deflected. Marchenko along the wall. Killorn trying to get it free. Still fought for. Marchenko trying to clear it out of the zone. Couldn't. Killorn holds it in. Killorn installs it deep. Merzlikins out to play it. Almost give it away to Ross Johnston. And it's cleared out by the Jackets. Couldn't feed it ahead for Marchenko, though. Moore will move it ahead. Deflected off of Anaheim's stick, so no icing. Provorov will rim it all the way around. Intercepted along the boards by Johnston. Feeds it behind the net now. Paling back up to the point. Gudis' long shot blocked on the way through. Paling, and it's forced out to center. 15 to go here in the second period. Back in onside, Severson dropped it off. Fantilli shot deflected. Just wide of the net. The Ducks move it in another way. 5 seconds to go in the period. Dropped it off. Gets it back. Shot. Save Mamers Leakins. That'll do it for the second period. 3-2 Anaheim. After 40 minutes. Columbus able to tie it. But then the Anaheim Ducks regain the lead of Mason McTavish's goal. This will be a big 20 minutes when we return. We'll be right back. 3-2 Anaheim, they lead. And we welcome you back, everybody. Intermission report here, and a 3-2 Anaheim lead. With 6 minutes till our intermission ends, and let's go over the goal scoring again. If you just joined us, Granlund scored at 2:14 of the first period, then Trouba at 3 minutes, and then Voronkov, a power play goal at 5:54 of the first period. That was done with that first period scoring. And then in the second period, Mason Marchment with his 5th goal of the season, Severson and Provorov with the assist, a tip-in at 3:39, tied the game at 2. And then Mason McTavish on his 8th goal of the season, Ross Johnston with the assist, a takeaway from behind the net, and gave the Anaheim Ducks the lead at 13:36. So that's all the scoring we've seen here. 21-19, the shots favoring the Anaheim Ducks. And in that second period, the Ducks outshot the Columbus Blue Jackets 11-10. And 1 for 2 on the power play are the Columbus Blue Jackets, 0 for 2 on the power play of the Ducks. Had a real big power play at the end of the second period. The Ducks could have made it 4-2. They didn't even convert on it. And Columbus had a really good shorthanded chance on that. So, I mean, this game could be going either way here. This could be a very interesting third period. We could potentially see overtime here tonight. They have had a very solid effort, both of these teams, but Anaheim's been able to convert on the mistakes that the Columbus Blue Jackets have been able to make here, and Columbus needs to clean that up going into the third period if they really want a chance to try to get back in the game. Let's go over the scores in the National Hockey League. 1-1, Kraken and Sharks. Yeah, right now, and that's going to go to the third period. 5-2 Flames over the Golden Knights. That's in the second intermission right now, and Golden Knights, they're down to one of the Flames. Flames are not one of the best teams, but they are on a hot streak right now, at least. They have been winning a lot of games recently. So, and let's look at the chat. Estebang372 said, thanks for reviewing this game, bro. No problem. Third period should be interesting, though. Columbus trying to get back in the game, and for the Ducks are just trying to hold on to that 3-2 lead. Mason McTavish with his, let's look again. Mason McTavish's 8th goal of the season, and trying to put the bow on it and try to get a win after that embarrassing loss by the Ducks against Dallas yesterday here in Anaheim. So we'll see. Let's go over the other scores around the National Hockey League that happened earlier on today. 5-4 Rangers over the Flyers in the shootout. Senators won 6-4 over the Chicago Blackhawks. 5-2 Wild win again. The Wild have been on fire since getting Quinn Hughes. Who do you think going to take the win? I mean, it's pretty even. It's pretty even right now, but I mean, just knowing if Columbus gets a lead here late in the third period, they've had a lot of trouble holding on to leads. So I think the only way Columbus could win it is they tie it late and potentially win it in overtime. But I think it would be Anaheim. Anaheim has a better chance in winning this game, honestly. Anaheim 20-13-2, 14-14-6, and Merzlikins looks kind of shaky in net for the Columbus Blue Jackets. So I think, just watching from this game, I think it should be the Ducks, but you never know with hockey. We could see the most craziest of third periods that we've ever seen in this season so far. Let's go over the other scores. 3-2 Sabres in a shootout. They've won 5 in a row. And 6-2 Blues over the Panthers. Yikes. For the Florida Panthers. And a shootout win for the Canucks over the Bruins. Being outshot 42-22. Man. 4-0 Canadians, and the Penguins' losing streak continues. That has to be more than 7 to 8 games now. And then the Lightning won 6-4 over the Hurricanes. Another 3-goal deficit overcome by the Lightning. Another 3-goal lead blown by another Florida team for the Hurricanes. 5-3 Predators over the Maple Leafs. The Toronto Maple Leafs have lost to the worst team in the National Hockey League. And that's saying something for Toronto's team. Losing Mitch Marner, and now they are down in the standings by a lot. I think if Columbus wins tonight, they will be the last team in the East. Last team to be ranked in the East. So that has got to be something. The Maple Leaf season has just deteriorated from that Game 7 they had against Florida. And the other score, 5-2 Red Wings over the Capitals, outshooting them 41-26. Yikes on that one, too. We'll be back, everybody. Third period coming up next here on the NHL and MHS. we welcome you back here to Anaheim. 3-2. The Anaheim Ducks lead over the Columbus Blue Jackets. And they look to get the win here tonight. But right now, the Ducks is trying to hold on to their win, their lead actually, in this one. Try to see if they can hold on and win this game. You're entering this third period, and we'll see. 3-2, Anaheim, the lead right now for the Ducks. Here in this one on our Saturday night special. Big save by Merzlikins earlier on when it was 2-2, I think. Shorthanded. Lacombe. The big robbery there by Merzlikins. And then this turnover by, I believe, Fabro behind the net. Intercepted there by Ross Johnston. And then McTavish put the touch on it. Finishing touch on it. And put it home on a wrister. And it's 3-2 as the Ducks come from the locker room and onto the ice for the third period. And this should be interesting for sure, as the Ducks trying to get the win here. There's this flag right there for the Anaheim Duck fans. They have been very successful this season. I'm guessing Anaheim, halfway through the season, almost. We're around 30-something games or so. This Anaheim team should make the playoffs with Joe Quenneville. Obviously, experienced head coach. Took Chicago to 3 cups back in the 2010s. And third period about to start here. Joe Quenneville has led the squad to some good marks, but the last game was not it. And they're looking to respond here in their home building. They got embarrassed here. They look to redeem themselves, but Columbus just trying to tie the game. A turnover at the blue line, though. Troy Terry's in front of the net. Kreider lost it. Fantilli will pick up the puck, and he'll clear it out to center. Back in on side of the Ducks. Shot back in by Troy Terry. Rimmed all the way around. 21-19. The shots favoring the Ducks here in the start of the third period. Stretched ahead here and lost it at center. And the Ducks will regather. Lacombe plays it to Kreider. Back for Lacombe again. Lacombe with the puck now. Will shoot it back in from center. Merzlikins plays it. Goyle rimmed it all the way around. Rensky. And he almost lost it along the boards, and he did. Matejchuk now. Rimmed it all the way around. Coyle trying to get it out of the zone. Yeah, I plan to be a commentator. I do plan to be a commentator. Here's a 2-on-1 here. Jenner in. Jenner waits. And a sliding play there. And a centering pass, and Marchenko stopped. Oh, man. Good chance there. Icing on the play. Columbus had a chance there. And I don't know who was diving for the Ducks to block the passing lane. But Columbus here in the third period this season. Goal differential this season, they have the worst. They're minus 23. Dean Evison and his squad is the worst. The next worst one would be Vancouver at minus 12. Kraken at minus 10. And yeah, that is pretty bad. Shot! Deflected over the net. Provorov. Severson trying to hold it in along the wall. Comes free. Shot down low. Was blocked on the way through. Voronkov feeds it back up top to the point. Provorov feeds it across. Shot blocked on the way through. Severson back up top. Provorov shot. Deflected just wide on the way through. Voronkov back to the point. Long shot. Save made though. Stall. And he covers the puck. And Columbus here in this third period start looks pretty good. They need to just keep throwing pucks towards Dostal. That might have been deflected by Monahan, but Dostal made the save. I think he got a deflection on that one. Off the face-off, tied up along the wall, Marchment. Marchment scored in his debut with the Columbus Blue Jackets. And a turnover along the wall. Marchment looks to center. And that deflected away out to center ice. Severson. Provorov plays it back for Severson. Fantilli the other way. Moves it ahead on the rush. Fantilli into the corner. Marchment trying to get it away from Lacombe. Granlund. And it's Trouba who moves it ahead. Granlund right into the middle. 2-on-2 crossing the line. Granlund in. Granlund shot. Save made. Rebound. And it deflected just wide of the net. And it went out of play. Does Merzlikins make the save? He did, and I think it was a stick there. In the way it was, I believe, Severson deflecting that puck away. Man, a rebound. Juicy rebound in front. Couldn't put it home, though. 3-2 Anaheim. 17:44 left to go in the third. 22-20. The shots favoring the Anaheim Ducks. And they lead in the game 3-2. And they have a face-off here in the Columbus zone. As Columbus wins their own draw, Matejchuk played it back for Werenski. Werenski moved it ahead. Intercepted. Columbus. And the Ducks regather possession as they move it in onside Killorn. Into the middle, shot! And that goes wide! Oh, wow, what an opportunity. Paling looks to center. Couldn't. Along the wall. Up top, Johnston. Shot! Deflected. Wide of the net. It was blocked on the way through. Coyle will move it ahead for Werenski. Out of the reach of Werenski. And moved ahead here by the Ducks. Killorn. Killorn feeds it across. Too much on the pass there for Zellweger. Matejchuk. Merzlikins plays it. Leaves it for Werenski. Werenski behind his own cage. Kreider pressuring him in front of the net. Werenski again. Zach Werenski still behind his own cage. Taking all the time in the world. And moved ahead here by the Jackets. And then they iced the puck. Wow. They took all that time in their own zone to try to break out. And all of a sudden they iced the puck. Ross Johnston with his opportunity. A one-timer in the slot. And it shot over the crossbar. Man. A great opportunity, and he just shot it wide. Shot it too high. Off the face-off, won by the Ducks. Lundestrom looking to clear, couldn't. Shot wide of the net. Rebound off the side of the cage. Save made Merzlikins. 3.5 to go. 3.5 has passed here in the third period. 3-2 Anaheim here in the third period. You have a game that has been pretty even throughout most of it. Leo Carlson trying to stick handle and backhand it into the net. That was a close chance, too. I thought he sealed that post pretty well. He did not. Leo Carlson with 2 shots in the game. Off the draw, won it. Carlson, Gudis, shot! And that off the blocker, Merzlikins. Held in along the wall, Kreider. Deflect into the middle. And Columbus will clear it out to center. Knocked down in front, Gudis. Leo Carlson lost it. Moved it ahead for Kreider. Into the middle. Zellweger. Zellweger in! It was Carlson. Carlson feeds it back. Carlson's in front of the net. Shot save made. Rebound still loose. Kreider! Shot it wide of the net. Provorov. And it's picked up here by Severson. He'll move it ahead for Sillinger, who will just shoot it in. Dostal plays it behind his own net. To Gudis. Into the middle. Some speed. Seneca. Seneca trying to get through. Couldn't. Tripped up there, no penalty. And a shot wide of the net by Gauthier. A backhander behind the net. Gauthier was trying to get it, couldn't. As Brendan Smith will move it ahead. Kent Johnson the other way. Kent Johnson holds. Feeds it into the corner. Centering pass. Oh, what a save on Marchment. Shot from the line. Goes wide of the net. Marchment trying to go for his second. And a big save by Dostal. As the puck goes out of play. Wow, what a chance. What a setup. Fantilli to Marchment. And a pad save. Man, what a save. We've had chances aplenty here in this third period. Kreider just chips one over the crossbar again. That's 2 of them for the Ducks here in this third period. And we're not even 5 minutes into the third. Off the draw, won by Coyle from the line. Feeds it across Werenski. His long shot blocked on the way through by Marchenko. And trying to clear the puck out of the zone. They will, the Ducks. Do clear it out to center. Coyle. And it's an offside on the Ducks. 15:06 to go. Third period in a 3-2 Anaheim lead. But Toronto was offside, and that's why it caused the play to be thrown off. 4:54 into the third period. Strome in the face-off dot trying to win it outside the Columbus blue line, and instead it was won by Coyle. And a fan pass there almost causes a turnover. It does. 2-on-1 Strome. Strome in. Save made. Merzlikins. That's something Columbus does not want to do here in the third period if they want to come back. Coyle shoots it into the far corner. Tied up along the wall. Coyle gets it. Coyle into the middle. Marchenko. Marchenko holds along the wall. Marchenko into the circle. Shot. Blocked on the way through. Marchenko feeds it in the low. Coyle with the opportunity. Matejcik across. Feeds it back from Marchenko. Deflected off his stick. The way come the Ducks. Vetrano into the middle. Intercepted. He was intended for Strome and did not connect. Matejcik off the pass from Werenski. Shoots it back in from center. Dostal. Rimmed it around. Turnover at the blue line. And the Ducks get the possession right back, though. Dropped it off into the middle. A backhander that was blocked on the way through. That was Paling with the opportunity. Marchment backhands it. Not out of the zone just yet. Kent Johnson will force it out to center. Gudis. Radko Gudis will move it ahead. Deflected back in. Play by Merzlikins. Leave it for Severson. Severson almost gave it away right into the middle. Dangerous pass there, but it worked out for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Fantilli back in. Fantilli shot. And a glove save by Dostal. 13:37 to go. Columbus looking to tie it at 3. We'll be back. And we welcome you back, everybody. 3-2, 3-2 Anaheim here in this game. I'm just shocked at what I saw before we came back from commercial. Remember that game in San Jose, 1-1 tie going into the third period? It's now 3-2 Kraken. 5 minutes into the third period of that one. Colin Graff scored to make it 2-1, and then Evans, and then someone else scored for the Kraken there. Mason Marchment's former team. And speaking of Mason Marchment, he scored a goal. His first goal with the Blue Jackets. So he scored for 3 different teams, or for 4 different teams. Florida, maybe Toronto, I think, too. Maybe 5. Mason Marchment's been around the league. He played with the Marlies. Came to Florida. Played in a playoff run with the Panthers when they won the President's Trophy. Off the face-off, won by Monahan in a false start. Then played with Dallas for a couple years. Went to the conference final 3 times with them. And now it was the Kraken, and now Columbus. Played for a lot of teams, I believe like 5 or 6 of them. Turnover almost. Werenski, as it's cleared out to center. Back in on a 2-on-1. Monahan, a cross shot, and it goes wide of the net. Oh, wow. What an opportunity for the Columbus Blue Jackets once again. Monahan along the boards. Sillinger trying to get it free. Behind the net, Voronkov. Monahan's in front of the net. Voronkov feeds it back. Werenski from the line. Werenski. Matejcik. Matejcik holds. Spins away from pressure from Terry. Matejcik still with the puck. Drops it off. Here's Monahan with some room. Monahan centered, and it deflected to the top of the crease and wide, and goes back into the Columbus zone. Matejcik. They are doing everything to try to tie this game right now, the Columbus Blue Jackets. Had an opportunity with Marchment. Trying to get his second of the game. A turnover at the blue line. Sends it right into the middle. Almost an open duck. Boone Jenner along the boards. Jenner leaves at Werenski. Werenski the move. Werenski centering pass off the pad of Dostal, who makes the save. Boone Jenner now plays it off the backboards. Out to center. Played into the middle for Coyle. Coyle lost it. He'll have to return. He fell down. Coyle regathers the puck. Marchenko plays it back. And they'll go for a change here, the Jackets. Fantilli trying to move it ahead. Feeds it for Johnson into the middle. Slap shot by Severson goes wide of the net. Granlund knocked down. And it's flipped out of the zone by Strome out to center ice. Last couple of shifts here for the Blue Jackets have been pretty good offensively, but they haven't been able to tie the game. Granlund sticks it away from center. Strome pokes it ahead. Strome into the corner. Strome looking at center for Vetrano, couldn't. Werenski moves it ahead for Marchment. Lost the puck. Marchment pressured off the puck by Vetrano. Almost. Werenski the other way. 3-on-2 potentially for the Blue Jackets. Werenski lost the puck, though. It is cleared out to center. Potentially an icing. No. Waved off at the last second. Matejchuk. Matejchuk now. Banks it off the boards. Werenski moves it ahead. Flipped into the far corner. 3-2. Anaheim leading it. Minyakov lost it along the boards by Del Bel Beluz. Tried to center it. And Gudis will move it ahead. Werenski off the turnover at the blue line. Werenski leaves it. Lundestrom looking to center one against his former team. Lundestrom. Marchment across. Werenski. His shot. And it goes over the net. Deflects out of play. Oh, wow. A close chance there for Zach Werenski with 10:45 to go. Oh, man. Monahan across for Voronkov, and he just shot it wide. Wow. That was the 2-on-1 opportunity for the Jackets earlier on that shift. Off the draw, one here. Long shot by Voronkov, blocking the way through. And it's sent back out to center. Provorov now at the puck. We'll move it ahead. Intercepted, though, by the Ducks, and more. We'll move it ahead here for Anaheim. Killorn right into the middle. They had a cutter and Paling. Pressured from behind on the back check. Paling in the corner. Killorn gets it. Killorn centering pass off the stick of Merzlikins. Cleared out the center. Chinikov sends it in deep. Zellweger now at the puck. Killorn across for Zellweger. Zellweger the other way. Shoots it back in. To the corner. It is played here by Fabro. Moved ahead here. Voronkov into the middle. Smith couldn't handle the pass there. More than halfway through the third period. Monahan looking to shoot it back in. Couldn't. And Fabro will move it ahead. Voronkov off his stick. Lacombe pressured off the puck almost. Along the boards, it was Brendan Smith trying to get to the loose puck. Trouba pressuring him. Voronkov moved ahead here by the Ducks. Troy Terry right into the middle. Creates some room here. Lacombe. Lacombe across. Backhander wide of the net. Kreider. Merzlikins lost his goalie stick. He picks it back up, though. Man, a golden opportunity. Brendan Smith will move it ahead. Back in onside Marchenko. Rimmed it all the way around. Got Gauthier. Cleared it out to center ice. Matejchuk. Back in Coyle. Coyle. In. Coyle looks. Coyle feeds it's open. It's shot. Blocked on the way through. Matejchuk with the opportunity. Coyle intercepts the pass. It was intended for McTavish. Into the middle. Bounced off Marchenko's stick. Shot blocked on the way through. Cleared back out to center. Time ticking here for Columbus. 8.5 to go in the third. Werenski flipped it to Matejchuk. Onside with the puck. Matejchuk along the boards. Feeds it behind the net for Fantilli. Fantilli. The Matejchuk off the side of the cage. Fantilli now. Still with the puck. Up top. Werenski across. Matejchuk. His shot. Save made. Dostal with 8:12 to go. Third period. Anaheim leading it 3-2. We'll be right back. Kreider with the opportunity on the backhand. Skies it. I think actually Merzlikins got a piece of it. We'll be back. 3-2. Anaheim leading it. 8:12 to go. Welcome you back here to Anaheim, 3-2. They lead over the Columbus Blue Jackets of the Pacific Division. The Anaheim Ducks behind Vegas. Vegas down in their game against the Flames. 35 games played for the Ducks, 42 points. Vegas with 42 points, but they have played 3 fewer games than the Anaheim Ducks. So that's why they're on the top of the Pacific Division. Anaheim second. They would play Edmonton if the playoffs started today. Off the draw, one here. Werenski across. Matejchuk. Matejchuk spins away from pressure from Vetrano. Up top, Sillinger. Werenski now. His shot blocked on the way through by Trouba. Voronkov. And the pass could not connect there. Columbus, I believe, is going to feel some frustration here. There's no way they're not feeling frustration right now. They've had chances here in this game, and none of them have been connecting well. Voronkov the other way. Werenski now. Werenski will shoot it back into the far corner. Played off the boards by Lacombe. And cleared out of the zone by by Granlund. Not yet, at least. Held in for just a moment. Werenski knocks it down. Not a high stick. Behind the net, Ken Johnson. Johnson up top. Here's Werenski with some room. He shoots. He scores! Zach Werenski ties it with 7:16 left to go here in the third period. And it's 3-3. What a shot by Zach Werenski right there. The short side, I believe, of Dostal. Yeah, man, he picked the corner. Short side on the blocker side. And with 7:16 to go, it's a brand new hockey game again for the Blue Jackets. Werenski ties it. I believe he had some comments earlier on in this, before the game started, about how they're feeling so frustrated. They play well and they don't win. The results, he said it, he quoted it, it's frustrating. Right now, he just got the tying mark. Banked off his skit was Marchment. Marchment along the boards. Killorn will move it out to center. Shot back in by Severson. 3-3 here in Anaheim. Johnson tried to hold it in, couldn't. And an icing here in Anaheim with 6:50 left to go. And complaining there of, I believe it was Johnston. He probably wanted a holding call. .3-3 with 6:50 left to go here in the third period. Brand new hockey game here as Columbus has tied it. Goal coming from Zach Werenski. That's Zach Werenski's 14th goal of the season. Off the faceoff, one shot. Brendan Smith's shot was blocked, and an injured player in front of the net. It's a Duck. Paling, and he blocked that shot. I don't know where he blocked it, but man, he went down immediately after he blocked the shot, and he's going to go straight to the bench. Might have gotten the wind knocked out of him. Let's see. A blistering shot by Smith. Ooh, that might have hit the ankle or the back, or let's see. Oh, that hits around the rib chest area. 6:46 to go, and he's going to just try to get that off and that sting off. That is a powerful shot there by Brendan Smith. That was blocked there by Paling. No pain, no gain. As it's cleared out the center, shot back in by Brendan Smith on the backhand. 3-3 here in Anaheim. Anaheim had a 2-0 lead, a 2-1 lead, a 3-2 lead. All of them have been disappeared. Troy Terry along the boards at the blue line, send it in deep behind the net. And Marchment clears it out to center. In his debut, Fantilli angled off the boards. It was Kent Johnson. Trouba played it across, bouncing puck Lacombe. Lacombe right into the middle. Leo Carlson dropped it off. Here comes Kreider. Troy Terry. Terry across, out of the reach of Leo Carlson. Carlson knocked down into the corner. Provorov gets it. And a whistle here, and it's a penalty. I think there's a penalty. Kreider was knocked down, and I think Anaheim is going to get a power play here. 5:57 to go. Anaheim, I believe, is going to the power play. We'll be right back. Welcome you back, everybody. 5:57 left to go. I think there's no penalty. So it's a 3-3 game. And Anaheim will not have the power play. I think. I will recheck right now. There's no power play. No, I guess something happened. I think it might have went out of play. I don't know what happened. Regardless, there's a whistle. We went to commercial with 5:57 left to go, third period. 3-3 here in Anaheim. The Columbus Blue Jackets just tying it off of the goal by Zach Werenski. And it'll be interesting to watch here. Merzlikins stretching here. Had that bump earlier on in the game by, I believe, Gauthier. Or Seneca, pardon me. He got the penalty on that earlier on in the game. And it's not really affected Merzlikins here. He's only allowed one goal since that. But both goaltenders have only allowed one goal since that hit there. So, doesn't make much of a difference. 5:57 left to go, third period. I'm Max Ladger with us here on the NHL and MHS. 26-24, the shots favoring the Anaheim Ducks. Face-off. Jenner tied up in the dot. And Coyle looks to clear it. And he will. Marchenko sent it in deep. Zellweger gets the puck now. Zellweger pressured. Not cleared out of the zone just yet. Jenner hold it in for just a moment. And moved ahead here by Carlson, who shoots it back in. He's been out there for more than a minute. This shift here for Leo Carlson. Kreider tied up along the boards with Severson. 5.5 to go here in the Columbus zone. Provorov now. We'll move it ahead. Jenner across the ice. Shot back in from center. Jenner shot. Deflects out of play into the netting with 5:21 to go. Third period. And a 3-3 tie here in Anaheim. The goal scorers in the game, Granlund and Trouba. And McTavish for the Ducks side of things Voronkov, Marchment, and Werenski have scored for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Off the face-off one. Werenski shot right into the glove of Dostal with 5:16 left to go. Here in the third. Lacombe, Seneca, McTavish, Granlund, and Trouba out there. This is the third line, I believe, that they changed up a little bit. Seems like Granlund's out there with Gauthier and Seneca, which is the second line. Back in onside are the Blue Jackets. Sillinger rimmed it all the way around. 5 minutes to go here in the third period. Sillinger trying to get it along the wall. Cole Sillinger tied up along the wall, held in at the point. Matejchuk, Sillinger shot, blocked on the way through, and cleared out to center. Sillinger off his stick, shot back in from center ice by the Blue Jackets. 26-25, the shots favoring the Anaheim Ducks. Along the boards is Matejchuk. Matejchuk tied up with Gauthier. Lacombe now plays it for Trouba. Trouba. Lacombe now will move it ahead for the Ducks. Seneca back in. Seneca dumps it back in deep. Merzlikins plays it to Matejchuk, or pardon me, it was turned over right in front of the net. Here's a shot blocked on the way through with Strome with the opportunity. McTavish now. McTavish sends it in deep. Play by Merzlikins. 4 minutes to go. Almost a giveaway behind the net. Werenski's tied up with Strome. Almost given right back into the high slot. Held in by Gudis. Shot deflected wide of the net. Strome behind the net now. Matrano back up top to the point. Long shot. Deflected just wide. Rebound off the side of the back of the net. Gudis now. His shot deflected just wide of the net. Fantilli trying to clear it. Not out just yet. Marchment. Strome. Centering pass. Shot. And it goes wide of the net. Ken Johnson can't clear it. Granlund, across shot. Oh, they score! Minyakov, and it's 4-3 Anaheim. All that pressure in the offensive zone pays off for the Anaheim Ducks. And no chance for Merzlikins. Columbus had about 5 chances to clear that puck. And nothing going. And Minyakov on the back door. Granlund, what a pass. 4-3 Anaheim with the 27th shot. 3:29 left to go here in the third period. And the Anaheim Ducks regain the lead, and they are going to challenge this? I don't think so. What is going on? Were they wanting to challenge that play? I don't know what you could challenge unless it was offside all that time ago when they entered the zone. So they won't challenge it, the Columbus Blue Jackets. They were looking down at their monitors, obviously, in a big moment just like that. And so the Columbus Blue Jackets again trailing the game by another goal. Back in on side. Oh, Coyle almost stole it away. Jenner at center. Shoots it back in. Trouba. Lacombe. So the Ducks with a 4-3 lead late. Minyakov's goal has given the Ducks the lead back again. His 4th of the season. Trouba plays it for Lacombe. Less than 3 to go here in Anaheim. 4-3. They lead. Into the corner. Tied up along the wall. Paling. Columbus will need a tie once again if they want to force overtime. Severson. Severson now with the puck. 4-3. Anaheim leading it. 2:40 to go. Moves it ahead here. Deflected back in on Dostal, who makes the cover with 2:36 left to go. Third period. Columbus will need another goal to tie it. They have been trailing for basically most of this game. Been fighting back. They need another one here. 2:36 to go. Third period. 4-3 Anaheim here at the Honda Center. Monahan wins the draw. Werenski shoots! Blocked on the way through. And the Ducks move it ahead the other way. Leo Carlson. Kreider will move it ahead for Troy Terry. Terry shot! Blocked on the way through. The other way come the Blue Jackets. Voronkov dumps it back in deep wide of Dostal. Trouba will flip it out to the blue line and out of the zone. Back in on side, an injured Blue Jacket on the play. Shot save made. He was crawling towards the bench. And I think he lost his skate play with 2:11 left to go. And I think it's, Voronkov. Or pardon me, Provorov. Ew. Oh, he's injured. They did not whistle the play down. There's an injured Voronkov. Or no, Werenski. Oh, no. Zach Werenski. The shot block off his, I think his ankle. And he was crawling to the bench. And the refs did not know. And now Werenski, one of their best players, looks like he might be out for the rest of the game with 2:11 left to go in a crucial moment. He can barely walk. Man, now he goes down to the tunnel. Yikes. So Columbus trying to come back in the game even though Werenski goes down for them. And does not look good for them. They were pushing Werenski to the bench here. It was Merzlikins. I think they were trying to get the notified player there and see if they could stop the play with Werenski down. And the shot block coming around the ankle. Oof. Troy Terry. And right at the ankle. And from close range, too. And Anaheim will get a power play out of this because it was too many men. Wow. Because Werenski was out there. They got the change. They did not get the change in time. So it was too many men. Lacombe. Wow. Trouba feeds it down low. Trouba back at the point. Wow, that is a crazy penalty to call there late. Trouba. Especially when the injured player was on the ice. McTavish. You know, the next moment when Columbus can move it ahead, they were going to pull their goaltender. Back in onside. Voronkov. Shot. It was Provorov, actually. Trouba playing it behind for Lacombe. 100 seconds to go here in the third period. Columbus will need a miracle to tie it. Anaheim power play late in the game. Trouba, they're just trying to kill off the time here. McTavish will move it ahead. McTavish back in onside. 3-on-3 crossing the blue line. Seneca shot. Deflects out of play into the netting. 1:21 to go. 1:11 left to go on the Anaheim power play. Trying to put the game away here on this man advantage. Very unfortunate to see Zach Werenski. I'm shocked they called it too many men on that. It was too many men, but I mean, literally, Werenski was literally crawling to the bench. Monahan trying to win the draw, couldn't. As the Ducks, Gudis back up top, long shot, deflected just wide of the net. And Marchenko looks to clear it, couldn't. Played by Merzlikins, or he tried to. And moved ahead here by Monahan. They look to move it shorthanded. Pass out of the reach again. Has been the common theme tonight for the Columbus Blue Jackets. They can't get a pass going. Marchenko, it was near the net of Dostal. 50 seconds to go. Third period. Anaheim just trying to hold on to a 4-3 lead. They have a power play too. Leo Carlson drops it out for Terry. 40 seconds to go here on the third period. Troy Terry leaves it. Leo Carlson into the middle. Kreider lost it. Here come the Blue Jackets the other way. Man, potentially a rush here. They pulled Merzlikins. Fantilli along the boards. Fantilli trying to hold it in. Terry trying to clear it. Fantilli still battling with the puck. Fantilli holds it in for just a moment. Cleared by the Ducks. It will be an icing. It will be an icing with 17.4 to go. Empty net for Columbus. And a chance here for Columbus to try to win the faceoff and get set up here. 17.4. Do you take a timeout? I believe you will. I think Columbus will take the timeout. They do take the timeout. They're shorthanded. 18.3. They add time back to the clock. They add almost a full second back to the clock here. But every second can be very crucial. And so, Joe Quenneville getting the word of that they added around 0.9 back to the clock. Almost a full second back into the clock. That could be very big for the Columbus Blue Jackets if they want to tie it. They need to tie it here if they want to force this to overtime. 18.3 to go. 8 seconds to go on the power play for Anaheim, but an offensive zone faceoff for Columbus. They look to try to get a shorthanded goal and get this game leveled. Anaheim just trying to lock it down defensively and win the game. We'll see. Kreider, Lacombe, Trouba, Terry, Carlson, the men that are trying to lock this game down. Voronkov's out there. Coyle, Marchenko, Matejchuk, and Fantilli. Need a face-off win. Fantilli wins it. Coyle across. Matejchuk. Marchenko's shot deflected over the net. 12 seconds to go. Columbus cleared down the length of the ice. Will it be enough for an icing? Yes, it will be. With 7.3 to go. Power plays over for Anaheim as well. And another face-off. But do they add time back to the clock? That'll be the question. That will be the question if they add time back into the clock. 7.3 to go. I don't think they will. 8.2. They do add a full second back to the clock. Fantilli out there. 6-on-5 advantage for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Looking to tie it late. 8.2 to go. Off the faceoff. Won by the Ducks. Lacombe will clear it off the boards. Not held in. To the empty net just wide. That'll do it. Anaheim wins it. 4-3. Minyakov with the goal to win it late in the third period with less than 4 minutes to go. And another crushing loss for the Columbus Blue Jackets, but a huge win for the Anaheim Ducks that got embarrassed in that last game against Dallas yesterday. They come back and respond with a 4-3 win here against the Columbus Blue Jackets. A huge win for them. And they get 2 points out of it. Salute their fans here at the pond. And it's a 4-3 win for the Ducks. So, that'll do it for us here on the NHL on MHS. 4-3, your final here in Anaheim. For Max, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Minyakov with the game-winning goal. Good night, everybody.